Your thoughts?
What? What? Who?
Nice.
Welcome in, 902, our daily show on a Wednesday morning. Man, it's already getting late in the week for me. We got a great show lined up for all of you. We're going to talk to Lisa Webb here in about 20 minutes or so. We're going to get the latest on Third Street Realty, some properties available and all of that fun stuff. Then at 10:10, tentatively, we're going to be talking to Great Rivers and Routes. A little bit of a hold-up on that, just deciding on what we're going to talk about, but that should be coming our way in the 10 o'clock hour. Following our interview with the Great Rivers and Routes, Sydney Sinks will be joining us for another episode of Blog Talk, and I'm looking forward for all of that. If you want to be a part of any conversation today, text questions. I'll ask them to our guest. 618-759-7469. But we really do have a fantastic show for you today. We aren't going to start off with top of the hour news just yet. I wanted to start the show off just by talking a little bit about some of the interviews we've done. If you've seen some of the write-ups that Sydney Sinks has done on them in Dalton, it's great that we're able to get all of the different sides of the coin out there, especially as we're on the road to primary day coming up in just a few short weeks on March the 19th. So really appreciate all of her hard work and making sure that we can get out this very important news to each and every one of you. But while I have you, do make sure you sign up for the daily email update. You'll never miss out. You can join myself and over 70,000 people that are truly in the know each and every day of the work week and on Saturdays with Around the Riverbend. One of the best things RiverBender has to offer. Plus, if you sign up for your daily dose of local, download the app while you're at it. You'll have have it on your smartphone so you can always get the latest alerts, whether it's for sports, whether you name it. You will always be in the know on every aspect and up to date at all times. We'll take you to top of the hour news now. Make sure you sign up for your daily email update, and let's take a look at 9:04. Here's what's happening around the Riverbend. We'll take you to Godfrey first. Dalton Brown reporting that Godfrey is the next municipality in the Riverbend considering a camping ban on public property within the village. This follows similar ordinances passed in Alton and Wood River, though Godfrey stopped short of voting on the item at their meeting on Tuesday. Trustee Rick Lowski said he'd like to table the proposed camping ban to have more time to review the item and weigh the, quote, pros and cons, end quote, before casting his vote. He then made a motion to table the item, which passed unanimously. The proposed ordinance would adopt an anti-camping policy on public property within the village of Godfrey with the intent to maintain and further expand the economic vitality of the village and protect the safety of the general public, according to the ordinance itself. Godfrey's version of this ordinance contains similar wording to the one considered and passed last year by Alton City Council, but does contain notable differences. Godfrey would charge higher fines for a second subsequent violation at $750 each compared to Alton's $500 maximum fine. However, both municipalities allow these fines to be paid in cash or with community service. Godfrey's ban would also grant the Madison County Sheriff's Office the authority to enforce any related camping regulations. This includes the authority of Madison County Sheriff's deputies to confiscate personal property without warning, whether or not somebody is found in violation of this ordinance if that property is deemed a legitimate health and safety concern. Any property not deemed a safety hazard cannot be confiscated without a written notice of at least 24 hours and must not be disposed of for up to 30 days. The village board is now set to consider and vote on the camping ban at their next meeting on Tuesday, March the 5th at 6 p.m. You can tune in to RiverBender.com/video, and you can click the live schedule to get notified when that meeting takes place, or you can watch it on the RiverBender.com Facebook page. A full recording of the February 20th meeting is available at RiverBender.com/video as well. Dan Brannon reporting out of Alton at 6 p.m. on Tuesday, the 20th of February. The Alton Police Department were notified to a traffic accident with injuries on College Avenue at the intersection with Main Street. Alton police officers and members of the fire department immediately responded to the scene, where they located an injured subject who was later flown to a St. Louis area hospital for treatment of potentially life-threatening injuries. Alton Police Chief Jarrett Ford said a preliminary investigation revealed the injured individual, a 47-year-old man from Alton, was riding a bike through the intersection when he was struck by a truck traveling westbound. The driver of the truck remained on the scene and is cooperating fully with the investigation. The cause of the traffic accident is still under investigation by the Alton Police Department's Traffic Division. Chief Ford said the injured male remains in the St. Louis area hospital in stable but serious condition. Also in the news, out of Edwardsville, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville invites athletes to come by for the gear you need to be successful in every sport. The location at 4 Club Center Court, the store has new and used sports equipment for all sports. They also buy used equipment, a service that many growing athletes benefit from. You can trade in your gloves, cleats, and other equipment and replace it that day at Play It Again Sports. The store will pay cash for quality used equipment, and they have all the latest styles and supplies for every sport. No matter what the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear that athletes need to get in the game, the store said. We are your hometown sporting goods store. As spring approaches and the rec leagues start to begin, athletes of all ages need new equipment to start the season off right. Play It Again Sports will fit you for the gear you need to make sure you're ready to go for your first game. If you're not an athlete, there's no worries. Play It Again Sports also has supplies for the workout warrior. It's February, and if you want to restart your resolutions, the store has fitness equipment like yoga mats, weights, and more, so you can get back in the gym and keep your goals going strong. For more information about Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville, including the latest deals and styles, you can visit their official website at playitagainsports.com. That's playitagainsports.com, and you can click on the Locations tab and click on Edwardsville, Illinois to find out all the details on Play It Again. Out of Alton, March, among other observances, is recognized as Lymphedema Awareness Month, and learning about and promoting awareness for lymphedema will be the focus at the March Lymphedema Education Meeting in Alton that is sponsored by the OSF Rehabilitation Services. Riverbend region residents are invited to join the OSF lymphedema therapy team for this free educational session about lymphedema and meet other people with lymphedema. The March Lymphedema Education Meeting will be held on Thursday, March the 7th from 1 p.m. until 2 p.m. at the OSF Rehabilitation Services located at 228 Alton Square Mall in Alton. You have to enter the rehab office from the upper mall parking lot facing Albee Street under the OSF Healthcare sign. Interested individuals should contact 618-463-5171 for direct questions or requests for additional information on the event. For a full write-up and some more details on lymphedema, you can see it on RiverBender.com. Out of West Alton, last week, the Missouri Department of Natural Resources conducted a prescribed controlled burn with the Edward, Ted, and Pat Jones Confluence Point State Park. Many pointed out the smoke in the air to RiverBender.com and wanted to know the cause. Well, Quinn Kellner, a park superintendent at Confluence Point State Park, said the prescribed controlled burn is something they have done each year in recent years. Here's a statement. It's one time a year, and it allows us to start fresh and help new things grow. This does help us control willows and cottonwoods that are prevalent on the property. We think the prescribed burn was very successful, and it helps us get the appropriate plant species that belong there. The park official said a lot of preparatory work goes into the prescribed burn. We have plenty of staff available to cover the necessary areas and deal with the fire conditions that may come up. Believe it or not, some folks were actually putting seeds out the next day for new plants. Distributing seeds this time of year is ideal to get the correct depth on its own within snow and rain events. Let's take a look at weather at 9:12. Here's the look at your forecast. It's 49 degrees. It feels like 42. Today, warm with times of clouds and sun. Tonight, mild with increasing clouds and a thunder shower in spots towards the start of Tuesday morning. Temperatures will reach a whopping 70 degrees today and drop down to 51 degrees overnight as we head into Thursday. On Thursday, we are getting some rain. Yes, we are. A 90% chance of that downpour. 57 for the high, 37 for the low. And then on Friday, a high of 51, a low of 31. On Saturday, a high of 50, a low of 39. And then on Sunday, we're back up to 70, a high of 68, a low of 42. No clouds in the forecast after Thursday. But right now, as it sits, it's 49 degrees. It feels like 52. Let's check out the sky cam. We're starting to see some sun out there. Now they're saying it's 50 degrees on our weather desk. And I'm sure that'll update down below, seeing the cars coming in and out of Alton, and everybody enjoying the heart of the 618 as our sunny Wednesday is getting ready to commence right over us. You know, I'm excited. I'm getting in and out today. I have my plan. I have my day booked. I got a little bit of my back still on fire, and that's okay. We're going to get through this together. But I'm ready. I'm ready for 70. I'm cleaning my car out today. We're going to be productive. You know who's always productive is Denise Sparks at Sparks Junk Removal. She is truly the best at what she does. You know, I can't say enough about an individual who puts her money where her mouth is day in and day out. You know, for 30 years, she's the best at what she does, whether or not it's demolitions, it's, you know, just picking up that old hot tub that you haven't turned on in 25 years. Maybe that garage is getting filled up with junk and it's just time to rent one of her rubber-tired dumpsters so you aren't going to scratch up your concrete driveway. Listen, her team's been the best for 3 decades, and now for the next 3 decades, they're going to continue to be the best in junk hauling and removal, but now they're going to be the best in trash pickup too. You know, she heard that call because so many folks were upset about their trash service, and she said, I got you. I'll take it from here. That was last year, and now you see those purple and yellow trash cans popping up all across the 618, and you need to be involved. You can save a little bit of money, support local, and support a company that supports local. You know, that's a big thing, and what I think's even better is when you call SparksJunkRemoval.net. You get SparksJunkRemoval.net. You don't get a third party. You don't get a call center. You get the queen of junk because she is here for you. It all starts there, so reclaim your space today, whether it's your trash, whether it's all that junk that your neighbor's getting ready to report you to the alderman for at SparksJunkRemoval.net. That's SparksJunkRemoval.net. Is it time to buy, sell, or even time to consider a short sale of your property? Meet Lisa Webb, owner of Third Street Realty. This local, women-owned, family-operated realty group has over a decade of experience in foreclosures, first-time home buying, and so much more. Third Street Realty prides themselves on holding your hand through the entire process. Let their expertise guide you to your dream home. Visit thirdstrealty.com and start your journey with Lisa Webb today.
I just got a new air conditioner. Top of the line.
I bet mine's better. It's so efficient and quiet, I hardly know it's running.
I've got you both trumped. I've got a Linux.
So do I.
Barrett Heating and Cooling carries Linux products to meet any budget. Don't gamble with your energy dollars. Call Barrett Heating and Cooling and start saving today.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good. With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
Welcome to Evergreen Place, a community that embodies joyful living, independence, and financial freedom for seniors. If you're looking for a full day of activities or to relax in your apartment, we have you covered. Located on the Alton Memorial Campus. To know us is to love us. Experience the difference at Evergreen Place.
DJ Mike Keith. This is where I am today. Let me show you where I started.
Life's better when you're under our roof. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto and home coverage at the right price. Also, you can enjoy the dreams you've worked so hard to achieve. American Family Insurance.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
When life throws unexpected challenges your way, you need a versatile legal ally to protect you. Sean Lentz, with over 12 years of experience, is here to help you in a variety of avenues. From personal injury to criminal defense and even semi-truck accidents, Sean Lentz has your back. Don't wait for the justice that you deserve. Call 618-465-8000 and see how Sean can help you today.
Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
Here we go, 9:19. Third Wednesday of February belongs to Lisa Webb and Third Street Realty. I am just all over the place today, Lisa. I felt so good. I went to bed early. I've been feeling great. And then my back's been hurting and everything's getting better. Well, then today I got this like weird pocket in my chest and I feel like I'm going to explode at any moment, you know?
Wait until after the second.
How was Mexico?
Good, nice and warm.
First timer?
Yep, first time there. 3-hour plane ride nonstop, so that was great. You know, and the daughters and I went, and a friend of mine, so it was a girls' trip. And first time in Mexico, but I liked it. It was an all-inclusive resort.
Did you stay on the resort?
Yeah, so we did go off for a little bit and went to some of the other beaches, but I liked the resort the best.
You know, I do too. I like the fact it's a 3-hour flight.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, it was like 4 episodes of a Netflix show that I watched, downloaded, and no time, you know.
Boom, you're taken care of.
Yeah.
Well, you brought the warm weather back today. I appreciate
so you're all
that.
welcome.
And you heard I'm excited about going out to clean my car, but I'm also excited because, well, Okay, before we start your segment, I just got to be honest. We started early anyway. I had a guy come on the show, and I was going to get some rock, and because he offered me a great opportunity to do it. And you know how things get. You have someone giving you something, and then it's not you don't want it. It's because you're just so far behind and you aren't even thinking about the little stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
And I finally got my rock again after 3 months of a hiatus that should have been in December, but I'm going to re-rock my driveway today.
Oh, a good day for it.
I'm excited about
Yeah,
it.
a good day for it. I think there's some rain coming in later, so get it down and get it ready to go, and you'll be good.
Well, I'm looking at your website, and the's a ton of opportunity on Third Street Realty at thirdstreetrealty.com, and the Alton property sold in about 10 seconds.
Well, we have a lot going on, and so part of the segment today is just going to be going through a little bit about some of the inventory that Third Street Realty has, and then we're going to touch a little bit on USDA rural development. We're going to bring that back up. We spoke about it a couple episodes ago, but I'm going to touch bases on that just briefly before we jump off the thing. But let's get started because we found out last time that CJ can do this really neat thing with
innovation.
The screen. Yeah. So when him and I talked about today, I said, let's just do that again because I want to really, show people some of the things that we got going on. So the newest one that actually went live today is the one in Bethalto.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And if you could, and I don't know if people watching are able to see that come up in their what they're looking at.
Here you go.
Hopefully they can see that. But this is very unique. When I went and met with the owners of this property, this was the owners, this was their first home. And they were like months away from a baby being born. They couldn't find anything. They stumbled across this one, and it needed some things for them to make it work, but it did. So this was their first home. And whenever I went and spoke to them about listing the home, I explained to them, and I brought some of the numbers because it hasn't changed today in Bethalto. And this is really it just blew me away. In Bethalto, there is only 13 active listings in Bethalto.
That's it?
That's it.
Whoa.
So, and I pulled them up this morning, and out of those 13 listings, there is only 3 that are under $125,000. So when you think about a first-time home buyer, when you get into the 130, 140, 150, that starts to be
scary.
A considerable amount of money for somebody that it doesn't have a lot, and so that's what I explained to them whenever we were talking about listing. I said, they're like, well, should we list? Should we wait? I'm like, you're actually in a good place to list because they were a very cooperative owner. So they understand because they bought this home USDA, they understand that could be an option for somebody else. And they are open to doing the occupancy for Bethalto, so they'll satisfy that. They will even consider if somebody needs to ask for seller concessions. They'll consider that. And if, say, somebody does do a USDA loan that it requires some repairs, they will handle that.
Yeah.
So when I told them, I said, if you think about it at the time, they were the only house that was basically move-in ready condition. And so we did a coming soon first
to
get some little activity going. And then since then, there's been one other property that came on that is a little bit similar to this one. But, like I told him, I said, you're going to have a lot of attraction because there just isn't anything out there for that lower priced buyer. So as of today, and I just got another notice come over, we have probably between today, tomorrow, and Saturday, 12 showings on the property. So I'm hoping we get out of that. I'm hoping that we get, a decent offer on the property, but there just isn't anything
I have a question about that. Here, let me steal Rose Optical's pen real quick. Is this your pen?
No, it's
oh,
not
okay.
mine.
Well, the reason I'm asking you is this. Whenever you have an opportunity like this, because to me, this is a no-brainer sell because of the way you look at the inventory in terms of what's available.
Yeah.
Whenever you have a house like that, where it's, your house is going to be valued at around 110, 120, what do you advise of the seller about, because sometimes we want to make sure, our house has the marble black backsplashes and it looks beautiful because with a smaller space, you're able to do a little bit more with it.
Yeah.
But it also could limit you, I think, on the sell side.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Because they didn't want to sink in a bunch of money.
Yeah.
And when you go in and you look at the house and you go in and you walk through, you'll see that it needs some love in places. They used it as a rental in between. When they lived there, it was a rental, and then now they're selling. So, yeah, it could probably use some paint and freshen up and stuff like that. But they didn't want to sink a lot of money because they're not really going to get that necessary return. Right. So what I did, and here's what I do, and I've been doing this more when I get the traditional sales. When I do my foreclosures, unfortunately, those sad houses, I can't do a whole lot of extra bells and whistles, because I don't get that return.
Right.
But I did it with the Langdon house, and I did it with this particular house, and Third Street Realty will do it. I will have a stager come in, and I will have professional photos done. So just like when I did the Langdon house, the lady asked me, she said, well, do I have to pay for that? And I said, no, you don't. Now, there's a lot of agencies out there that they do require the owners to pay for that.
Yeah.
I look at it as this. It is my job to make sure this house gets listed and sold to the best of my ability. So if I can take care of making sure your house is presented the best it can be without you having to do a lot of repairs, then let's do that. So I had my stager come in. She staged it. We had the professional photos come in. And I explained that to the owners. I'm like, your house is small. It's adorable, but it's small. So it's not going to be for everybody.
Right.
And it's empty. So we need to give it some life. We need to have it have a look to it so people can vision themselves living there. And they did a really good job. Irene did with the staging, and then
and this is in Bethalto?
This is the Bethalto.
Can we go
one.
walk through the house?
Yeah,
let's walk through the property. The reason
what I should have given you is I do have a 3D walkthrough.
Oh, we should.
Yeah, I'll have to remember that for next time, because then you could have just physically been in the house.
Yeah.
Because I did a 3D walkthrough on this one, so it is out there on Zillow. So if somebody goes out on Zillow and looks at the listing, they can click on the 3D walkthrough, and they can walk through the house like they're there.
Wow.
But you can go through the pictures.
Well, and just a nice front yard. And now that oak tree, is that an oak tree? That's a nice one.
I am not a green thumb whatsoever. It's a tree.
Here's my problem, Lisa. This is so beautifully staged. If I'm selling the house, I take it off the market and go, can I just keep the furniture?
Yeah.
But this is a nice living room, and it looks like you got a little bit of a breakfast or dinner nook over there.
Yeah, that's sort of how she set it up, because you have several options in this house. You can make this one big, huge living room and then remove the little sitting area, breakfast nook, and turn that over where you see the other chairs.
Yeah.
That is an optional third bedroom. So it's staged as a third bedroom right now.
Oh,
but you could
that.
easily turn that into an additional family room with a dining area. You could do that as well.
Is that hardwood floors?
It is. So there is hardwood floors in the living room and under the carpet in both bedrooms. So that was something that the seller wanted to make sure that I was aware that it does have hardwoods underneath the bedroom carpets as well. And then, I love big picture windows in your living room because it's ideal for a Christmas tree.
It is.
And so it's ideal for that.
I love the front door, though, too. That's an understated feature of the house.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of times the front doors are really, really eye-catching, and that makes it a conversation piece. So.
Oh, man, you're right about that. Oh, is that a bay window over there in that other room?
So this used to be at one point in time a garage.
Okay.
So you see that a lot in these little ranches where they turn the garage into living space. So that's a big open window, which lets in plenty of light. That's where you see those two chairs there. So and then this is a galley kitchen.
That's a nice kitchen.
It's a nice sized kitchen. The appliances are included. So you have the stove, refrigerator, the dishwasher, and then the washer and dryer will stay. It's ideal for a first-time buyer, somebody downsizing. They don't have a lot of things. They don't have a lot of money, and they can come in and still be cheaper than rent, possibly.
Oh, without a doubt.
Based on what, type of lending they do.
Well, and my thing is, too, Lisa, on this, just looking at this kitchen, I mean, this is a house where you don't have to worry about if you just get engaged or you're with somebody for quite a long time, maybe you're a younger couple and you want to get married and move in somewhere, you don't have to worry about having a child and then having to move really quick.
Right, yeah, exactly. You do have a little bit of room to grow before you get bigger, and, it's a nice beginning
I love
to
the
a
brick.
family. Yeah, I like exposed brick. It's not for everybody, but I like it. You could always drywall that off or close it in or stuff. But
Please don't drywall that off.
Yeah. Just keep it
I
brick.
just
It's
love
the chimney
this.
there. So
There's so much character in the small. I mean, it's a smaller home, but there's a lot of character.
Yeah, there's a lot of opportunity here. So this is the room where the garage at one point in time used to be. They didn't convert it. It was already converted, and so then this is where you could easily turn this into, which we staged it as a third bedroom. Public record has it at a 2, but you can use this as a third bedroom if somebody would rather have a bigger primary than the other 2. And if you use this as a bigger primary, you would definitely have room for a little one and maybe use that other bedroom as a toy room or something.
So does the room go back behind that divider?
Keep going.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, wow.
That's another angle.
That is wow.
So now this goes all the way back. So it's long because, it's be typical of what the garage would have been.
Oh, yeah.
So then you have your double closets there, and then she did stage it for me as a bedroom. So you see you have plenty of room for a good-sized bed and the closet space and everything.
And now you were saying on this that hardwood's underneath that carpet still, too.
This one not, but the other 2 bedrooms.
Okay.
Because this used to be the garage.
We're sorry.
So, this would be just a concrete floor. But the other 2 bedrooms, when we get to them, you'll see. This is the laundry room, so the washer and dryer do stay.
Yeah.
It has a very small crawl that, that you can get into if needed, but there is no basement.
Wow. Well, what I like about this, too, is the laundry room is, something I'm running into because now, my house.
Oh, yeah.
I couldn't put the washing machine
You
back in the
couldn't.
kitchen. I don't know how they did it the first time ago.
Oh, really?
They had the washing machine in the kitchen right next to the oven,
Uh-huh.
and I still don't know how that worked.
Oh.
So, just to find the space for it. But, this has all the features of a full family house, and this could be, absolutely a dream home for someone that's a first-time buyer.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
And a
absolutely.
nice bathroom.
Mm-hmm. Yep,
Is
full
it-
bathroom.
Is there only one bathroom on
Only
this
one
property?
bathroom. Mm-hmm. Yep, only one bathroom. But the nice thing about it with this one that's one of the bedrooms. So there is hardwoods under there.
Wow.
That would be probably the smaller bedroom because she does have a twin bed in there. You could get a full-size bed in both bedrooms. But they are a little bit smaller. That's why it'd be ideal to use the other bonus room as a primary bedroom,
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, because they are a little bit smaller. But depending on what somebody wants, that's another angle.
But
of
you're
the
right.
bedroom.
That would be perfect for a newborn, a nursery room. All those. That's amazing opportunities there, Lisa.
Yeah, and then this is the other bedroom. So,
just...
and, that's a full-size bed. So, you definitely have. So then here's the backyard.
Look at the yard on
So
this.
The backyard is really nice. It's level. It's fenced. It has a nice deck sitting there. No bells or whistles to the deck. Just a nice, simple deck. And that's going to be good enough to barbecue, sit at a picnic table, whatever. You do have plenty of room if you wanted a swing set or something like that back there. And then you have a little shed that's way back there.
Oh, I see it.
So that could, right there. So that could be added storage or a she shed, he shed, whatever you want to do with it. Put your lawnmowers in there, whatever. So, you do have at least some yard space. Not all properties come with a decent sized yard in some of these towns. So that's good.
Can I make a real point on this? Just coming back to you on the screen. I love the fact that this deck is flat. Because I think whenever you get in, the hardest part of buying the house is going, well, how can I update this? Because if you have a full structure with a deck that has a roof patio on it and all that.
Yeah, you're sort of stuck.
You're stuck.
You got a blank slate here. You can sort of do with it what you choose to. I like that it's a wooden deck. I'm not a big fan of the other decks, which are very popular. But I'm just not a fan. I like nice wooden decks, and you can stain it and do what you need to do. Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
I can't wait to show you the deck that's getting put on my house.
That will look good.
I'm excited. Look at I love the tire
swing comes with it.
I love it though, but that's a big yard for the money you're spending.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you have and if you don't have kids and you have four-legged kids, they have plenty of room out there to play.
And like you said, with downsizing, a perfect grandparent home.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, really a perfect house for grandparents with some littles.
It does have two neighbors on each side, and so on the house to the right, it is a shared driveway with the house to the right. So you do have that. Not everybody's a fan of a shared driveway, but from what I'm told, the neighbors are super nice, and so that's good, to have good neighbors.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and that's the shed? So both
the big one.
The big one.
The little one stays too, but the big one is what you can convert into whatever.
Oh, man, this is a great opportunity, and I mean this. I mean, you have all the components you would
want
need.
To sell yours and buy this?
I got 5 years. I got 5 years.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You got to stick it out.
But roof, how old's the roof? Do we know?
16, I think, is what they told me. So 15 or 16 for the roof, and the AC is 15 or 16. So it has some life left.
Yeah.
The bigger items have life left, so you're not going to have to worry about that. It has newer windows throughout as well, so the windows are all good. So your big ticket items here are already taken care of for the most part. Won't have any big expenses as long as you maintain like you're supposed to, just like with anything. So.
Absolutely. That's the Bethalto property, folks. That's at 807 North Prairie Street in Bethalto, and you already have 12 showings.
Yeah, 12 showings. My phone's dinging, so maybe I'll have more coming over. But
someone's gonna. I want this house. Here's 400.
Yeah.
Well,
so.
it's just a beautiful starter home. I didn't. Whenever you shared it, I went, well, this is neat. But now looking at it, I mean, there's a lot of great opportunity there.
Yeah, exactly. And the last, and I don't know how much time we have.
Tons.
Oh, okay. So you got to keep me on track. Yep. But the latest investment property that I just listed late last night, so it's new today, is the one over on Humbert.
In Alton?
Here in Alton. This house here, when you look at the front, you're like, oh, that's a small little house. And then when you look at the back, you're like, that's not a small little house.
Look at this. So this is right here, 2219 Humbert Street in Alton. And man, where is that at on Humbert? Is that near?
It's right by Amelia.
Okay.
So when you're, I don't know my directions, but is that Washington? Mm-hmm. Washington to Amelia to Humbert.
Okay.
There's that park and everything over there.
Absolutely. I know exactly where you're talking about.
Yeah, it sits on the corner. So this is a bank foreclosure. So again, you'll see why some of the regular residential listings I have, they're a little bit more eye-catching.
Right.
But with the foreclosures, I could only do so much. I would love to have them all staged and professional photos. But whenever you look at the inside of the pictures on this one, I don't think very many stagers would want to have their stuff in some of these homes.
Look at that. That is a big house.
Yeah, so it is really interesting because this is the back of the home. And I did hear you mention Denise Sparks, and they did the actual trash out there for me.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, so she did the trash out there for me. And there was so much stuff in the garage. So when you walk in, this home is actually sort of cool.
Yeah.
So when you walk in, there's a little front porch, and then you come into the living room, which this is the living room. So this would be like your formal living room when you walk in. And then when you go through the pink carpet is just wonderful. But when you go through the house, then it goes into a dining room. So keep going with your pictures. So this would be the dining room. So you have so much potential here.
Yeah.
You could open that up into a really big living room, big living room space. There gets plenty of light up front here, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
Keep on going with the pictures. Keep on going. That's another angle. We're all about the angles.
Well, you need to get them. Well, this is a lot of room to grow in.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is the kitchen. So the kitchen is going to be a full renovation. But the nice thing is off the kitchen, it has a little back door that can take you out into the yard. But if you gut all of that down and just really, you could almost, again, structural engineer maybe would have to put in some beams, but you could almost make that one big open space, and have a nice big open kitchen with a big island that flows right into the living room, so you have some potential there.
I'll just say it on this, Lisa. This kitchen demo wouldn't be that costly of a project because it's not, it's a pretty straightforward room. And
everything needs to be renovated here in the kitchen, even the floor. The floor has some soft spots.
Yeah.
But then now we're going into the bedroom. So this is a 3-bedroom. So the bedrooms are decent size. This is the front bedroom because you can see the porch outside. And then just another angle
nice
of the
closet
bedrooms.
space though in a smaller bedroom.
Yeah,
that's a good size.
It's got some great potential. It has a lot of original things to it, as you can tell there with the those are light switches.
No way.
Push button light switches.
What's the
at
knob?
The top. The knob, I think there might have been an attic fan at one point in time.
Those are brilliant.
Which those are very popular.
Those are brilliant.
My Bethalto house that's under contract, it had an attic fan
It's
in
a
it.
selling point for me because that'll get your house cleaned out, ready for spring air to hit you.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Well, that's a nice size bathroom, too.
Yeah, we already have the toilet removed for you, so you don't have to worry about that. That's all taken care of. But everything's a full reno in this house. But the possibility is just astronomical. I think it's like 1,700 something square feet. So you do have plenty of room.
And I don't know a lot about the renovation business, but just from what I'm looking, you never know what's behind walls and all that fun stuff. That's always a disclaimer. But just looking at it, it's not the undertaking you would think it would be for to get this house ready to go.
Yeah, I agree. I was a little leery at first whenever we would go in because it was full of stuff. But so now this is a sitting room. This technically, it can't be used as a bedroom. You could, if you had a family after you did your occupancy and everything. If you wanted to turn it into a bedroom, you could. But it doesn't, code-wise, it doesn't work as a bedroom because you have to walk through it to get to the other bedrooms. So it technically can't be a bedroom, but it'd be a great sitting room or an office or a playroom or something like that.
This be where, because we saw the back of the house where that was stilted up.
You're getting, those stairs will take you to the back of the house.
Okay. And now is the sitting room, that's on the bottom floor?
That's on the main level right off the kitchen.
I love that. That's nice.
Yeah, so that's right off the kitchen area. And then another angle, of course, because, I'm all about angles. So this is upstairs. So these are the 2 bedrooms upstairs. And these windows here, they look out across the road in the backyard. But the bedrooms sizes upstairs are really big. And that's not uncommon in these older homes to have the bedrooms, the upstairs be bigger. It's a common thing.
Look at the character on those walls, though. Even that, though, that's you don't see that type of woodworking and craftsmanship.
You could keep that and redo it and just make it your own.
Yeah.
It has some neat look to it, and of course pull the carpet and that kind of stuff.
I like the choice of blue. That's interesting.
Yeah, it goes great with the pink.
But that's a big room. Just the other angle of it, you can fit any bed you want in there.
Yeah. And then the other bedroom up there is carbon copy. So this is the other one, and it's similar to this one. So this is the attic. So I don't know who lived there or what their circumstances were, but we did have a lot of stuff in the attic that was cleaned out. So that really opened this up, and that's a big attic space. If you click on the other picture, it'll be another angle of the attic. So, somebody could easily convert that into a craft room or an office space or something. You definitely have room up there to do something with. That is not my phone, that's yours.
Oh, my goodness. Sorry about that, Lisa Webb.
So, but then if you go to the next picture, keep going, that's more attic. Keep going, that's the other bedrooms. Where's my... There we go.
Oh, yeah!
So this is neat. This is like I don't even know how to classify this. It's a room, like a sunroom, I guess is your best verbiage for it. And this looks out over the backyard. So this is just a room and it's all windows. So, it's like how neat is that? You could sit up there and read a book, drink your coffee, do that kind of stuff.
Because that's a big room. I mean, that's a nice...
it's a normal size room. So I guess you could probably finish it off. But when you look at the back of the house where the house sits out, that would be this
that
room
would be
here.
the top.
Yeah,
okay.
because it's stilts. There's nothing under this room here.
Well, and honestly, Lisa, I've said it before, I love the idea of having those type of rooms because, every time in the spring you want to go out and sit on your deck, but you can't because it's 52 degrees and it's still not warm enough because of the rain to go enjoy it.
Absolutely. And with all the windows and everything in this room, you definitely can get some nature heat going, with the sun.
And no wasp.
Yeah, and no wasp. Yes, and no wasp. Absolutely. Yeah, so this is just different angles.
The split, though,
things.
I like the way it lays out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just to show, the rooms and things like that. That's one of the other bedrooms. So that's a pantry area in the kitchen. Oh. That would be nice to redo, and have the space for that. And then it does sit on a full basement. So the basement, that's the basement. It has a little bit of issues, but it's a 1924, 28 home. So it's an old home. It's an Alton old home. So, we have all of the different things going on.
Yeah.
Every time I've been there, it's been dry. I can't say that maybe it doesn't seep at some point or whatever, but it does have older furnace and older central air. So you do have those big components that will need to be done.
Yeah.
The one thing about it is it does have, if I remember correctly, a Federal Pacific electrical box. So Federal Pacific is known to be a hazard, and the Federal Pacific electrical boxes were installed back in the 70s, and then they were known to be a fire hazard. So most municipalities now, if they run across a home that has a Federal Pacific, they want that box changed out, and this one does. So that would have to be changed out, to follow code. But there's a lot to do before it would meet Alton code.
Oh, yeah.
But, it's $49,000.
Well, and you're going to get your money back pretty quick on this, I would think, if you do it the right way.
Yeah. So and it's a big home for an investor, and I'm probably not going to say the right words, and I'm going to probably make some people mad, but you probably could turn it into multiple unit.
Oh, yeah.
You could possibly, I would think, because it's big enough to where you could, or you can turn it into, a nice family home and flip it.
And that, folks, is 2219 Humbert Street. Nice sized backyard,
it is,
too.
Nice sized yard. That's the garage.
Oh, okay.
Just a plain, simple garage, but plenty of room for sure.
Oh, yeah, actually.
And
look
it's on the corner.
Yeah, I mean, a big lot. And then going back to that back side of it, that was that patio we were looking at. Just wonderful. Well, and too, Lisa, what I think's important about it is it's an opportunity for somebody that's not going to have to take too much of a risk if they're interested in it. Now, we were talking a little bit about...
I'm going to start coughing.
Oh, no, you're fine. We were talking a little bit about the basement. Who do you have anyone you recommend for any basement work?
I have a few people... And what I would recommend first, though, is really talking to a structural engineer.
Okay.
Have them determine correctly what needs to be done, because there's several basement companies out there that are really good. Some of them, though, will try and say, well, let's upsell you to this or that.
Right.
So if you don't necessarily need it, if the walls are structurally sound and there is no bowing or anything like that, then go with the basement company to waterproof it or put in a French drain or something like that. But if you go to a structural engineer, $500 to $1,000, it's well worth your time to know, hey, my house is structurally sound and especially on these older homes. And if you want to go and sell it, you can take that structural engineer report and pass that along, saying the house is in good standing, it's not going anywhere.
Well, and too, on top of that, just like you said with the basement companies, because no one knows anything about structural, say, around. I mean, I don't. I couldn't even begin to describe what's safe and what's not sound.
Right.
But whenever you go, I mean, those basement jobs are a lot of money.
They are. So you don't want to get. You want to make sure your house is taken care of, but you want to make sure you have the right things done first, and a lot of times when you look at having to have new walls put in or having to have, the rods put in to hold the wall or whatnot, you're looking at $10,000 to $15,000. So let's make sure that it's structurally sound first.
Yeah.
And then go from there with what needs to be done and do it correctly.
I'm putting you on the spot today. I've noticed that, but with this, I just find it so fascinating. Is there any type of grants or any type of funding that's available for that type of work whenever it's because that's a pretty and I know that there's some weird or unique opportunities to utilize grants and other options. Is that available here?
Yeah, and it just I'm not very attractive today with my mitt.
Lisa and I are getting through this Wednesday, okay?
I was like, I had this cough for 4 weeks.
Yeah, you're getting comfortable. I like that you're comfortable on the show.
So don't hold that against me. Yeah, I am who I am. So
that's why I love you.
This is what you get.
Well, I tell people all the time, you aren't getting a phony, someone that's just all about the glitz and glamour. You're getting a real person to work with.
Yeah, I'm real. He's having back, stomach issues. I'm having a cough. Every time we get together, it's something.
Always something fun.
Yeah. So now, as far as grants and things to get some of this work done on a regular basis, I'm not 100% sure. But it's a good lead into what I actually stumbled across this morning whenever I was going through looking up some things for the USDA. And this doesn't have anything to do with buying a house. This is single-family housing repair loans and grants in Illinois.
Interesting.
I wasn't fully aware of them and didn't understand totally with what all of this was, but I started reading it. It's known as a Section 504 home repair program, and this based on income, very low income. So what I'm thinking of is seniors,
okay,
or low income people that they own their home, they don't want to rent, but it needs to have some work done, and it goes based on their income. So if you go to the rural development website, and you don't have to do it now because you have to go through a lot of different tabs. But it's under the Rural Development website, the USDA. It tells about this program, and then it says the type of loans that you can get. You can get up to $40,000 for a loan. You can get a maximum grant of $10,000.
Whoa.
Grants can be combined for amount for $50,000. So you can combine these two. Loans may be used to repair, improve, or modernize homes or remove health and safety hazards.
Okay.
So I thought that was very, very good idea because I'm thinking of seniors, older people, elderly people sitting in their homes, and they need to have things updated.
Look what I found.
There you go. Good job.
So this is fantastic. Let's keep talking about this. This is really insightful. So sorry.
That's okay. The terms of the loans or grant, the loan terms go up to 20 years. The interest rate is fixed at 1%. And then, let's see. It has a lifetime limit. Grants have a lifetime limit of $10,000. So on the grants, once you do it, then that's all, you can do. So, it's lifetime. Grants must be repaid if the property is sold in less than 3 years. So you understand that aspect because you were at a 5-year with your grant. But this isn't for somebody buying a house. This is for somebody that is in their house.
Okay.
And just for example, did I not bring my right page? I guess my right page didn't print off. But if you go to the website and you go and you click on the cities, it'll tell you what the income should be. So like, for example, in this one county, And you have to use the very low income. And you, when you look at that, you see it's very low and then low.
Okay.
See what I'm looking at there?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
when they talk about the grant, it says very low income. That's the number you use. And so, for example, if you make $51,650 a year, then you could qualify for this type of grant or loan assistance to help your house,
Wow.
to update your house, to keep you in your house. And not only will this help you now, but then if you do have to sell it down the road, then it could have that added value to it.
So, but it's also going to help. This is a wonderful idea because it's going to help combat some of these delinquent these really just, I guess you call them delinquent properties because they are. I mean, they aren't being upkept. But so does it cover Madison County too?
Yeah, and I printed off.
I'll have to look into that for me. I mean, that's. I'm excited. I know that I shouldn't say that, but I mean, for me personally.
No, absolutely. You know, it's just I just have, and I know there's these things out there, but I was pulling up the USDA because of the Palto property, and I saw this. It doesn't have anything to do with buying a house, but there is people out there that need help with fixing up their house, and so there is an opportunity out there. Now, again, this would have to qualify in certain areas because this is through USDA.
Yeah.
So I am not a USDA, qualified consultant. So, but it's very easy to get in touch with them. You can contact somebody from USDA and have them explain it to you. But it is there and it's out there. So by all means, if somebody needs help, reach out.
Well, and I can answer my own question here. Who may apply for this program? For grants, you have to be 62 or older.
That's right. I did see that.
Have a household income that does not exceed the very low limit by county. Be able to obtain an affordable credit elsewhere. Be unable to obtain an affordable credit elsewhere, and be the homeowner and occupy the house.
And I thought that second part of not able to obtain affordable elsewhere was very important because there's a lot of people out there that they could probably qualify for some ungodly amount interest of something, but it's not affordable for them to do that. So they can look at this. Yes, you were too young for the program. I did remember seeing that now that you found that.
Well, I was like getting excited. I thought, well, there's my deck done. I mean, there's it all.
No, you gotta wait a little bit.
Oh man. Well, one last property I wanted to ask you about was the other one you had in Alton. Is that still out there? Is that on Wickenhauser?
Yeah, the one on Wickenhauser is still out there. I just can't. We do have multiple offers sitting on it, but it took a little bit with some reduced pricing to get that. We did go in and remove all the carpet, and we did go in and did it kick you off?
It did.
That's okay. And we did, because you've been looking at too many of them. They're like, hey,
I
need your name
email.
I need your email. You've been browsing a long time. But we did add like some carpet in the living room to help freshen it up a little bit. So hopefully it'll go there. And you know, one that I had is over in Mount Olive, and I don't know if you can pull up like off the main, just the address for the one in Mount Olive.
It is.
Do you see it?
I can find the address. 301 East North 6th Street.
Yeah, 301 East 6th North Street in Mount Olive. I have not had but one showing on this house. And this house, it's a 2-bedroom, 1 bath. It's a smaller house, but it's on a double lot. And it's just unbelievable that the interest is just not there. The people foreclosed. They hadn't lived in it for very long, unfortunately. It was bought it and then foreclosed on it. And that happens. Life happens.
Look at this home. Hold on. I put my email address in for you. I got to look through this real quick. We have a minute or two.
I'll have to take you off the lead so you don't get all my...
So, I mean, this is the house, and it's really well put together. It's a beautiful home.
Yeah, it needs some love on the inside. But, you know, it's like it's in Mount Olive, and so it's priced... It's priced at $118,000. I think it's a little high for what it is, but for heaven's sakes, go look at it and make an offer.
Yeah, take a look.
Yeah, you know, it's got a double lot to it, and I just have not had anything on it. It's just crickets. And in Mount Olive, just to show you the difference in areas, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Mount Olive, it's a small rural town. Only 6 active listings in Mount Olive.
Wow. Well, all I know, Lisa Webb, is that you gave us a lot of good information today. I'm excited because we get the opportunity to show some of these properties, and you can reach out to Lisa Webb by calling what number, Lisa?
618-407-2513 or 618-650-8787.
You better find a way to get to that showing in Bethalto first. That's all I got to say. And thank you so much for that information for our older population on that, because there's so many of you that watch. There's your opportunity. Go over to that USDA website, find the Illinois region, and you'll get connected with those resources.
Yeah, or call me,
Or call Lisa.
Correct. Connect them.
Yeah, there you go. Lisa Webb, anything else?
No, that'll do it.
We have done it again. Third on Third with Third Street Realty. ThirdStRealty.com is where you can follow along each and every third Wednesday of the month. And whenever you need Lisa Webb, ThirdStRealty.com. We'll see you soon, Lisa.
See ya.
Is it time to buy, sell, or even time to consider a short sale of your property? Meet Lisa Webb, owner of Third Street Realty. This local, women-owned, family-operated realty group has over a decade of experience in foreclosures, first-time home buying, and so much more. Third Street Realty prides themselves on holding your hand through the entire process. Let their expertise guide you to your dream home. Visit ThirdStRealty.com and start your journey with Lisa Webb today.
I just got a new air conditioner. Top of the line.
I bet mine's better. It's so efficient and quiet, I hardly know it's running.
I've got you both trumped. I've got a Linux.
So do I.
Barrett Heating and Cooling carries Linux products to meet any budget. Don't gamble with your energy dollars. Call Barrett Heating and Cooling and start saving today.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
Welcome to Evergreen Place, a community that embodies joyful living, independence, and financial freedom for seniors. If you're looking for a full day of activities or to relax in your apartment, we have you covered. Located on the Alton Memorial Campus. To know us is to love us. Experience the difference at Evergreen Place.
DJ Mikey. This is where I am today. Let me show you where I started.
Life's better when you're under our roof. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto and home coverage at the right price. Also, you can enjoy the dreams you've worked so hard to achieve. American Family Insurance.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
When life throws unexpected challenges your way, you need a versatile legal ally to protect you. Sean Lentz, with over 12 years of experience, is here to help you in a variety of avenues. From personal injury to criminal defense and even semi-truck accidents, Sean Lentz has your back. Don't wait for the justice that you deserve. Call 618-465-8000 and see how Sean can help you today.
Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
Welcome back. Top of the hour news on this Wednesday. I keep thinking it's Thursday. I am all over the place today. I'm telling you what, it's been an interesting morning, but that's why I like doing the show each and every day, because it always adds to the component of, the live talk show of how we're all human. Time for top of the hour news at 10:04 before we talk to the CEO and president of Great Rivers and Routes, Cory Jobe, detailing the tourism summit. I'm really looking forward to getting those insights. They had a fantastic summit, and we'll talk all about it here in about 5 minutes. We'll take you to top of the hour news now. Out of Alton, Dan Brandon is our content director, and he reports the following. At 6 p.m. Tuesday, that's yesterday, February 20th, the Alton Police Department was notified of a traffic accident with injuries on College Avenue at the intersection with Main Street. Here's what we know. Alton police officers and members of the Alton Fire Department immediately responded to the scene, where they located an injured subject who was later flown to a St. Louis area hospital for treatment of potentially life-threatening injuries. Alton Police Chief Jarrett Ford said a preliminary investigation revealed that the injured individual, a 47-year-old male from Alton, was riding a bicycle through the intersection when struck by a truck traveling westbound. The driver of the truck did remain on the scene and was fully cooperative with the investigation. The cause of the traffic accident is still under investigation by the department's traffic division. Also in the news, out of Edwardsville, Sydney Sinks filling us in on Play It Again Sports. They invite athletes to come by for gear that they need to be successful in every sport. Located at 4 Club Center Court, the store has new and used sports equipment for all sports. They also buy used equipment, a service that many growing athletes benefit from. You can trade in your gloves, cleats, and other equipment and replace it that day at Play It Again Sports. The store will pay cash for quality used equipment, and they have the latest styles and supplies for every sport. As spring approaches and rec leagues begin, athletes of all ages need new equipment to start the season off right, and Play It Again Sports will fit you for the gear you need to make sure you're ready to go for game time. For more information about Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville, you can visit playitagainsports.com. That's playitagainsports.com, or check out their Facebook page today. Let's take a look at weather at 10:07. Currently sitting at 57 degrees. It feels like 61. Let's look at downtown Alton real quick on our sky cam. Just beautiful right now. Look at the sun coming down on Clark Bridge and Mississippi River just in its glory. Not a lot of cars really in downtown Alton. Light traffic. There's a few coming by, but many folks anticipating the 70 degrees that's going to hit us in a few short days, and I'm really excited about it. But coming up today, temperatures will reach 69 degrees. That's what we're calling it at right now. It could be 71. It will drop down to 52 overnight as we head into Thursday. On Thursday, we have a high of 56, a 92% chance of a downpour, and 36 for the low. On Friday, a high of 54, a low of 31, brightly sunny skies. And then on Saturday, a high of 47 degrees, a low of 35. On Sunday, we're warming up again when it'll be 65 on Sunday and a low of 41. But today, this Wednesday, enjoy the beauty of, an early spring when those temperatures hit 70. in the heart of the 618. For time and temperature throughout the day, you give this phone number a ring, 618-465-4545. This time powered by Tom Lane. He's your local State Farm agent. We'll take a quick break here, and we'll come back with more of our daily show. Get on over here right after this on RiverBender.com.
When I got in the car accident at the ER, they gave me a prescription of hydrocodone. And over time, it took more medication to mask the pain. I moved over to drug seeking and found heroin and fentanyl. I went to the Centerstone rehab facility, and it was the best decision I ever made in my life. I have my own car, I have a job, there's nothing holding me back anymore.
Dream Home Realty Center.
Hey, Sherry.
Talk to me, Dream Team.
We've got Joey.
Whether you're a seasoned pro or a weekend warrior, gear up with Falcommit and elevate your hunting experience. From rugged gear for the seasoned hunter to adorable outfits for the little ones, we've got your whole family covered. Literally, because the best moments are made in the great outdoors. And with Falcommit, you're not just wearing gear, you're wearing the stories of your adventures. Discover the joy of hunting together. Visit Falcommit.com and outfit your family for the next generations of memories.
We are Phillips 66 Wood River Refinery. We make the fuels that take us to work and our children to school. We make materials and energy products that allow us to stay connected to each other. We care about the quality and safety of our products because we care about the communities we share. Our employees live our values of safety, honor, and a commitment to act as good neighbors where we live and operate. We are Phillips 66. When life throws unexpected challenges your way, you need a versatile legal ally to protect you. Sean Lentz, with over 12 years of experience, is here to help you in a variety of avenues. From personal injury to criminal defense and even semi-truck accidents, Sean Lentz has your back. Don't wait for the justice that you deserve. Call 618-465-8000 and see how Sean can help you today.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
They'd be your partner, they'd be your partner, and you're so vain. You probably think this song is about you. You're so vain. I bet you think this song is about you. Don't you, don't you?
We're still waiting on Cory Jobe, the president and the CEO of the Great Rivers and Routes. Just going to be a great conversation about that tourism summit. We're going to stand by and wait for Cory for a couple of moments here, but while I have you, let me fill you in on Hainer Library, who just had a fantastic Saturday. They had the Abraham Lincoln letter on display, plus they had Tom Emery, who's a great friend of this show. He gives us so much of his insights. He came down and talked about Abraham Lincoln's ties in Alton. It's one of those opportunities that really is just was a once-in-a-lifetimer for so many, and just to hear those connections and really hear how that letter that Abraham Lincoln wrote had a pretty serious Alton connection with Simeon Ryder, and then to see what was believed to be Mary Todd Lincoln's china on display as well. They said that it was jam-packed in there, and what I think's incredible is the fact that, Hainer really is a door to opportunity. It's a door to learn so much, and it's also a door to explore. It's an opportunity to explore your own family's history, your own family's genealogy. They have the best department for it. Plus, it's an opportunity to explore your creativity with all of their ebooks, their databases, their collections, their resource guides, plus all the add-ons like with your library card to get ad-free for free. Ad-free for free. Yeah, ad-free movies for free with Biblio Plus add on the TV shows component to it. Also, the Library of Things. There's so many opportunities to really go in and delve in and be a part of the library. There's so many incentives. So all I ask you always is to help support Hainer Library like they support us here at RiverBender.com. You can get your library card and unlock all of those benefits, and you are not going to want to miss out. Go to HainerLibrary.org, click on the How Do I section. On that section, it's going to say Get a Library Card. You click on that. You put your details in, and you're taken care of, courtesy of our folks at Hainer Library. All that awaits you at HainerLibrary.org. That's HainerLibrary.org. As we're waiting for Cory to join us here on Zoom, I really am excited because the last couple of days I've been, kind of getting ready for spring, and I don't know how any of you guys feel about it, but there's always that moment where, like right after Christmas, where, it kind of gets slow and you kind of get a little down in the dumps because it's winter, but for a lot of us, winter's over after Christmas is, and now we're at this point where I'm seeing so many people getting outside in the neighborhood and they're starting to work on things. But here's my question for you. What is the first thing that you tackle outside the house when the weather starts to warm up? I'm just going to be honest with you. I ain't even tackling the house yet. I do got some rocking stuff I'm working on, but that's little. My big tackle is the car this afternoon. I'm getting my car cleaned out. It's got to happen. That's my first step to spring cleaning. What's yours? Let me know on the text line, 618-759-7469. Let me take a quick pause here, and we'll come back with more of our daily show after a few commercials.
I set the thermostat so my house would be warm when I got home from work, but the kitchen is still cool.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we stand behind every Lennox system we sell.
My dealer said he'd take care of everything.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we understand everyone wants prompt, professional service.
Turns out it wasn't my furnace after all, just a little something blocking the vent.
Pretty smart dog if you ask me. For service you can count on, call Barrett Heating and Cooling.
Lennox, innovation never felt so good.
You won't find a better health club than Nautilus Fitness Center. More cardio, more free weights and equipment, more classes, a swimming pool, and more. If you're serious about your health and want to make a change, then stop thinking about it and visit Nautilus Fitness Center on Industrial Drive in Alton. Don't fall for the hype you get from the other health clubs. Nautilus is the Riverbend's premier health club. Has been for years and will be for years to come. Get to Nautilus Fitness Center and get started on a healthier new you.
DJ Mike Keith. This is where I am today. Let me show you where I started.
Life's better when you're under our roof. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto and home coverage at the right price. Also, you can enjoy the dreams you worked so hard to achieve. American Family Insurance.
For the biggest selection of pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs in the Riverbend, visit AltonToyota.com or stop by their location on the Homer Adams Parkway in Alton. Winner of the prestigious President's Award, Munganast Burkhardt Alton Toyota knows how to treat their customers, and they will help you find the vehicle that is perfect for you. For years, Munganast Toyota has been a fixture in the Riverbend, and now Munganast Burkhardt carries the tradition. New name, but the same great service you've come to expect.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Did you finally get the chance to dance along the light of day? Head back to the Milky Way.
10:17, and we're still waiting on Cory Jobe. What we'll do, Cindy, if you're watching this upstairs, come down and hang out with me. Let's start Blog Talk early. 10:17, a little bit of change right back here on this 21st day of February. It's our daily show on RiverBender.com. I apologize for that. You guys know that I'm pretty straightforward and streamlined when it comes to the show, but a little bit of a delay on this. So we're going to wait a couple more minutes, see if we can connect with Mr. Jobe. If not, we'll do it again next time, and we'll talk to Sydney for Blog Talk if she can start making her way down here, and we'll talk about the latest blog she's got. But I do want to fill you in on some news out of Godfrey. Due to increased patient volumes, OSF Prompt Care, now this is the one located at 6702 Godfrey Road, announced a new expanded daily office hour. The new expanded daily office hours are as follows: Monday through Saturday, 8 a.m. until 7 p.m., and on Sunday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. OSF Prompt Care's new expanded daily office hours are effective immediately. OSF Prompt Care is a walk-in clinic that's designed to assess and treat sudden minor illnesses. And for patients when their primary care provider is busy or unavailable. Now, in December, OSF Prompt Care was voted Best Urgent Care in the for the second consecutive year. Along with patients and visitors at OSF Prompt Care and OSF Medical Group, Primary Care in Godfrey, they can get connected to care through the OSF On-Call Connect bar, which helps individuals more effectively manage their health care anytime, anywhere. Here's a quote. Our digital health navigators have tools at their fingertips to help anyone enroll and navigate the programs they need in real time. OSF On-Call Connect team may not be available at all times, but patients and proxies can access the OSF MyChart assistance by calling 855-673-4325, or they can utilize drop boxes at any of their locations in Alton, Godfrey, and Bethalto. For more information, you can visit osfstanthonys.org. That's osfstanthonys.org. And, you know, there's been a lot of talk. It's kind of in that weird that weird limbo of we're getting close for primary season. And, you know, March 19th is coming around the pipeline. And it's a real honor for me to be able to talk to so many that are involved in county government. And I want to thank you all for your feedback and your thoughts on all these interviews, because I hear about them. I mean, we're kicking some butt and taking names. But I also really wanted to point out the fact that I don't know if you guys saw it last night. St. Louis City had a heck of a game as they made their debut. And I was just watching it because I don't get very many opportunities to watch TV anymore. But I sat there last night at like 7:30 and turned on the game. And it's really great to see so many people in the St. Louis area just loving, you know, soccer, you know, and that's what makes it so much fun. So with that being said, I don't know if you have a chance to watch the games yet. Even if you aren't a soccer fan, it's great to see the St. Louis fan base, the sports fans, you know, excited about it. And I think we do have, oh, no, I think we're still waiting. But we, you know, it's really cool to see that, and also to see so many restaurants and businesses in the Riverbend area, you know, being a part of it with, you know, Ropers and the Ranch House that have these watch parties. It makes it really fun to enjoy all the seasons because, you know, sports involve every season of the year, whether it's winter, spring, summer, or fall. And the fact that the Riverbend region's really stepping up and highlighting that's just incredible. So I'm very excited for that. And also, I'm excited to be talking to the president and CEO of Great Rivers and Routes here in a couple of moments. And he's on the Zoom now. We're getting there. And let's go ahead and bring him in after a quick on-the-fly change to our lower third here. We are now talking to the president and CEO of Great Rivers and Routes, Cory Jobe. Sir, how are we doing today?
CJ, I'm doing great. I do apologize for being late. Next time I'm going to come in studio.
No worries at all, sir. You got a lot of area to cover and a lot of ground to cover because after the tourism summit, man, oh man, there's a lot of things to be excited for in the Great Rivers and Routes coverage map.
Absolutely. You know, tourism continues to be a major economic engine for our 6-county region, especially here in the Riverbend area. Madison County alone, visitors spent more than $500 million. That generated almost $20 million in local and county tax revenues. And we're really excited to continue to have the conversation that tourism is vitally important, not only to our quality of life here in Alton and the Riverbend area, but it's also a major economic engine for our hotel operators, our small business owners, our bars, restaurants, pubs, sites, and attractions. When you think about it, collectively, CJ, there was over $820 million spent in our 6-county region. And I always ask elected officials, what would happen if those funds, if visitor spending did not happen, what would happen? How would we replace those tax revenues? How would we figure out how to fix sidewalks and better improve our neighborhoods and all sorts of things that we rely on day in and day out. The visitor economy, that non-resident spending, is critical to drive our quality of life in our communities.
100%. And I also wanted to touch on this numbers. I was reading that 65% of leisure visitors actually came from outside of the state of Illinois. And when I think of that, I go, well, it's a no-brainer, because Ray Hartman and I on the St. Louis station would talk all the time that we always forget that Alton and all this Riverbend region's a part of the Metro East sometimes because of that river boundary. But I'm sure there's folks from Minnesota, Wisconsin, and all of these other great states that are coming in to see what we have to offer, and there's a lot.
Well, and if you look at it, that was a very impressive number. But then you also look at the outdoor recreation and nature-based tourism spending that's taking place. It was up more than 7% year over year. We do have a lot of product, but we need more, and we need to improve our product, especially when it comes to the San Vidalabine Trail that bikers use to travel between Alton and Grafton needs some work. We need to continue to embrace the Mississippi River and how we get people on the river to enjoy recreational activities safely. But I think what's important to note in those visitor numbers, only about 8.5% of our total leisure visitors coming from St. Louis.
Wow.
Chicago, it has 8.5%. And we watch that very closely because we use those numbers to then put media spin. So right across the river, 30 minutes away, is this place called St. Louis. And, we have to continue to find ways to get St. Louisans over to Alton, Grafton, Godfrey, Edwardsville, Collinsville. We're seeing increases. We do see increases, but there is a lot of opportunity, what I would call low-hanging fruit. And that's something we're going to focus on here in 2024.
Absolutely. A big thing about the the tourism summit was these sports partnerships that are going across the region. And, the big one for me is this F1 Powerboat Championship. That's a big deal, Cory. I mean, that's a huge, huge deal for the region.
Well, it is, and I want to commend the city of Alton and our elected officials, Park and Recs department. This is really a coordinated effort, CJ. F1 Powerboat we've been working with for 2 years now, and to finally get that, it's going to be called the Midwest Nationals Championship here on the Alton Riverfront. When they hosted this in Sheboygan, Wisconsin last year, there were over 40,000 people that came to Sheboygan, and they don't have the St. Louis media market that we have. And so we're conservatively saying 20,000. I don't have a crystal ball by any means, but we're preparing. There's a group of officials from police, fire, public works, park and rec, amphitheater commission, Alton Marina, interested individuals. And over the next couple of weeks, we'll be rolling out some other announcements. We're just finalizing the logo lockup, the brand. If anybody's interested in sponsoring, let us know. We're going to have some great activities on Friday night. Racing will be all day Saturday and Sunday. And we hope to add some other things on Saturday night. So we really want this to be the premier weekend where people from all over the Midwest come to really watch some high quality 100-mile-an-hour racing on the Mississippi River, but also enjoy the city of Alton. And, we have a great farmers market that's on Saturdays. We have great local businesses in our State and Third Street corridor and up and down Broadway and all around. And so we really want to, we're showing the city of Alton that if you invest with us in sports tourism, the economic impact that will bring, not only for hotel room nights, but for food and beverage, sales tax, those sorts of things, that it just will have a ripple effect in the economy.
Yeah, absolutely. And on top of that too, Cory, I want to ask you more about this new sports commission, because the Alton River Dragons were named your Partner of the Year award, and I think that was very appropriately named after the NCBA, the great World Series that they brought in and were able to capitalize on and keep bringing it back for years to come. That's a huge boost. Take me through this new sports commission. Who comprises it, and what's the overall mission of this commission?
Well, right now it's just it's an advisory group right now. We created this advisory group made up of officials throughout Madison County. from elected officials to park and rec leaders to private site and attraction managers to tournament rights holders. And we're all really working together. 2 years ago, we made it a point to really begin to have the conversation that we were hearing from our rights holders from all around the country who want to be in this market. A couple reasons. One, we're centrally located. We're close to an international airport, high-speed rail. We have great leisure product that supports the tournaments when teams are not playing. There's things to see and do. But what we need is improved facility development and better hotel product. And so we've been working collectively over the last year together. You brought up a great point, Alton River Dragons. Dallas and his team and Jason Troop and my team here. We went out and got D1, D2, and the economic impact that brought. That filled over 800 hotel room nights, well beyond Alton. They're coming back, but to get them on a longer term basis, we really need to take Lloyd Hopkins Field to the next level. And the turf field that was invested from the city and the River Dragons was the first step. Now we need to create a championship experience. And we know if we create that, not only will we lock in D1 for future years, that we can now elevate and move into other tournaments that could call Lloyd Hopkins Field this championship weekend experience. And so we're working with the Alton River Dragons, we're working with the city, we're working with Park and Rec and elected officials to make that happen over the next 3 to 4 years. It definitely can be a reality. And CJ, we've turned away nearly $10 million in business. $10 million in business. We've got about $6 million in business on the books for the next 2 years, but we've turned away $10 million in business. And so what we need to do is to focus our efforts on product development and building a few more facilities that can accommodate. And look, that takes a big conversation. And that takes a lot of people getting in a room to discussing this, but it's needed. And we can compete. We hear it. When we go to rights holder tournament meetings in Portland, Oregon, or in Florida or in Michigan, they all want to be here.
Right.
And we need the incentives to compete, but we also need the facilities.
And I wanted to follow up on this because you make a great point with the River Dragons and what Lloyd Hopkins Field can bring in those improvements. There's no doubt about that. The other question I have is in terms, if you look at numbers, one of the most participated youth sports in the state, one of them is soccer. We have all of these beautiful fields around here. Gord Moore's getting improvements. There's all these great clubs around. Is there any idea for Great Rivers and Routes going forward to maybe start bringing in these youth tournaments that do have a major economic impact? Because I've been a part of them. They happen 7 or 8 times a year, and we could really capitalize on maybe some of these youth tournaments.
Oh, absolutely. We are meeting with those professional organizations now, from pickleball to sand volleyball, with what's happening over at Plummer Park in Edwardsville. We're talking to soccer tournaments. We're talking to youth baseball, softball, flag football, you name it, lacrosse, etc. These conversations are happening, but it's real. We were able to make a lot of this possible. It's a competitive market,
right?
Very competitive landscape. You've got to go out and buy tournaments. But what we're proving, and we were supported by Madison County government with an ARPA grant to prove this point out. And so we've been out collectively bidding and winning tournaments. And we're working with the state of Illinois. We just submitted a grant to the state of Illinois through the Illinois Office of Tourism and DCEO on a new incentive fund that could help us continue incentivizing events and youth sports tournaments to the marketplace. Last year alone, we had a $1.6 million economic impact, and I think we spent a couple $100,000. So the return on investment is immense. And it's a lot of relationship building, CJ. It's a lot of relationship building, meeting with rights holders, and a lot of relationship building here. But what we need to focus on as a community is product development. I can't say that enough. I was in a meeting this morning in Godfrey. It's about product development, that being hotel product, that being facility development, that being other things that not only the youth sports tournament market needs and amateur sports, but also what the leisure market needs. We have, we're sitting here on the confluence of three rivers, the Mississippi, Illinois, and Missouri. We're on two national scenic byways, the Meeting of the Great Rivers National Scenic Byway, which my office manages, historic Route 66, the only place in North America where those two national scenic byways intersect. And guess what? The Great River Road is an all-American road. And we have so many great public, private land managers, sites, attractions doing great things. We all need to focus.
Yep.
And that's product development.
And I have a follow-up on that too, because you made a great point. Because I'm more of an outside thinker. You have to bring people in, like you said. I mean, you can't just keep airing it to the same neighborhood and hoping that neighborhood just multiplies by 10 and you get bigger numbers. How important is it, though, for Great Rivers and Routes in a world where, the public's always curious, to make sure you keep the local communities informed and really learning about the impact that this could have? Because a lot of people are always abrasive to hearing, studies and all of these fun words and terms, but they're very important to inform the public on and really keep them in the know of, hey, this is going to help you. That's something I feel like is a huge thing that you guys do really well, is getting out the word to the local community to inform the local public, but also to promote outside of the local community to bring them in.
Oh, it's conversations like this.
Yeah.
But one-on-one conversations in offices and talking to elected officials and neighborhood associations and other business organizations. I mean, it's our job as the destination marketing and management organization to really drive travel to and throughout Southwest Illinois. And we do that in multiple different ways, from our sales team out at booking tournaments to motor coach, to our leisure marketing that we have in 5 different markets around the Midwest. We did a study last year because a lot of people are saying, well, you tell us, people are spending. How do we believe that? And we went out and commissioned an ad attribution study on just our digital advertising we do in our 5 areas outside around the Midwest. And for every dollar we put in our digital advertising, we got almost $11 in visitor spending per dollar back into our region.
Wow.
At hotels, at shops and restaurants. And we know from the state's numbers that visitor spending is very high. And so we are a one-of-a-kind road trip destination. We have a lot of people that travel here. Whether locals want to believe it or not, we are a tourism destination.
Absolutely.
From the Great River Road to our historic place in history and our sites and attractions, our outdoor adventure product, nature-based tourism product, it all ladders up to a regional destination that people are visiting.
I 100% agree with you. And then learning just some of the things that came out of this tourism summit. I mean, let's just go down the gauntlet, because I know that we're on a limited time. I'll just, wanted to start out with this, and this is just a little bit of clarification. The lighting on Clark Bridge in Alton, about a year ago, we were talking about the LED lights that were coming in, and they were beautiful, and I was excited about it. Now it's back on track. Are we ready to go with those?
Yes. I mean, Alderman Ray Strabel and the city have been working tirelessly behind the scenes. That was an effort that was done from tourism dedicated funds and ARPA funding and township people coming together. But I hope that's just the first step, right? As you come over the iconic Clark Bridge and you look at this beautiful community on these different view shed levels, and it would be really unique to see some of our historic buildings and infrastructure uplit too. But the lighting of the Clark Bridge is going to be pretty special.
Really cool. And now take me through the series. There's 10 self-serve kayak kiosks that are going to be put in. I mean, that's really, really progressive. I mean, that's a really innovative measure to bring into our waterfront.
Yes, we partnered with the state of Illinois and the Illinois Office of Tourism on a tourism attraction grant last year, and we're partnering with Rent.Fund, who has a lot of these self-serve kayak kiosk stations all throughout the Midwest. So we will have 8 locations, but 10 kayak kiosk stations all the way from Wood River through Alton to Grafton and to Pere Marquette, and then up to Hardin County up on the Illinois River. So these will be just what it is. You swipe your credit card, you pop out your kayak, all your safety gear, And it's our goal to make sure that we can get people on the water. And people say, why would you want to get on the Mississippi River? Well, the Mississippi River was one of the first 2 nationally recognized water trails in North America. And we're working with the Mississippi River Water Trail Association, IDNR, the Corps, the Coast Guard, and it's going to be a fun new product to get people out on the river.
I love it. I really do. And what I also love, speaking of Grafton Pier Marquette, you can't forget about Aries when we're talking Grafton. And now we're getting a little bit more, I don't know how you even tie this in, a 1,300-foot zip line at Aries. Can you fill me in on a little bit more of this? This is a big, big thing for adventure enthusiasts and just thrill seekers.
Well, the Lorton family do an incredible job up at Aries Resort, creating more bookable product for all of us here locally, but all the tour groups and international travel and leisure travelers who are coming into the other area. But the Byway Flyway will be a high-paced zip line race. There'll be 2 lines. They're testing right now. I just got an update yesterday.
Have you been on it yet?
No. I'm probably only daring enough to get on the Alpine coaster.
That's me too, Cory. Me too.
But the view from where this will start and zipping 1,300 feet at a pretty high pace, pretty high speed down will be pretty remarkable. That's going to open Memorial Day weekend. And we're pretty excited about that because it's still additional product that gets people to the area. The great news is Aries is a great way to highlight to get people here. Mm-hmm. And then we get them out exploring Broadway Street or one of our craft brewers or wineries or distilleries. And there's so many other things to see and do once you get them here. And that's our goal.
Well, and on top of that, too, I think it's going to be some big news that day when the groundbreaking takes place for the new Byway Discovery Center. You got to fill me in on this. You have to be excited. This is the next chapter of greatness for Great Rivers and Routes.
Well, this has been a process. I'm not going to. We might need a whole nother interview. But yes, it's our intent to be breaking ground on the Byway Discovery Center this. I would say probably time we get our funding from the state. It was, the bond sale through the Capitol bill and things. But our architect, our landscape designer, we brought on Taylor Studios from Rand Tool, who will be our museum exhibit creator and partner. We've already been meeting about the expansion at the Hartford Tower, and that's a part of this project too. So not only are we really creating a new area that will celebrate the American Bottoms and the Hartford Tower and the Lewis and Clark expedition experience there in Hartford, but then being able to orientate people about the Byway at the new Byway Discovery Center, which will be a museum in a park-like setting that will be a place for us to embrace more motor coach business safely. Mm-hmm. And orientate people to the Byway. And, Alton is the gateway to the Byway.
Right.
It's this 33-mile stretch from Hartford to Pier Marquette State Park. But, Alton is the gateway. And we're working due diligently with city officials. And we hope to have more news on that project in the coming months.
And one final thing for you, sir, because I know we've been talking and hitting our audience with a ton of news and just bouncing back and forth, and really appreciate your time here on the show this morning, Cory. But the last 100 miles of Route 66 is also going to see new projects. And to me, we've talked about Henry over at Henry's Rabbit Ranch before. One of my favorite guys, Rich Henry. And, just thinking about this and the folks and the individuals that really bring out the history of Route 66, now a chance to celebrate the Mother Road again with this investment. Fill me in on this.
Yeah, well, the Mother Road's turning 100 years old in 2026, and that's going to be an international moment for us. We're working, I chair the governor's Route 66 Centennial Commission, made up of elected officials, destination marketing organizations, sites and attractions from Chicago to the Chain of Rocks Bridge. And I'm patiently awaiting the governor's budget address this morning because the governor's office has been very helpful to us over the last 3 years, providing nearly $12 million in project funding from Chicago to our area.
Wow.
And we literally represent CJ the last 100 miles from Macoupin County to the Chain of Rocks Bridge. And so, this is our 3rd year of winning grant funds, partnering with local officials. And we've got some exciting projects, and I definitely want to help Henry at some point to help him. But we've got some new exciting things from the Pink Elephant Antique Mall in Livingston. Will be building a brand new RV campground facility called Area 66 with EV charging stations. To Litchfield, the Ariston Cafe actually is celebrating 100 years old this year, and we're helping them with a renovation interior and exterior. We're also working on a project in Granite City where we're going to be taking all of the neon signs that dotted the uptown district, or the downtown district that no longer exist, and we're recreating them into a neon sign park.
Oh, wow.
Experience, and it'll be right there in the downtown. It's really cool. Matter of fact, I was just in some planning meetings yesterday with the city, and we've just seen the final designs. Not only are these signs going to look unique during the daytime, but they're going to look unbelievably incredible at night when they're lit up. But recreating old neon that we've lost into replicas are going to be pretty special. So we've got a lot of projects. And then we're working with the state of Illinois, because you got to tell people about what you're doing, right? People just aren't going to stop. And we're building on the success of the West End service station, and our giant murals and our larger than life Route 66 photo ops. All these things ladder up to telling a bigger story to international audiences. And we've been fortunate to go with the Illinois Office of Tourism around the world to tell about this little slice of heaven between Route 66 and the Great River Road. And 2026 will be a big year. The state of Illinois has invested a lot of money. We've got a lot of great partners on the ground between Verdon, Girard, Litchfield, Edwardsville, Collinsville, East St. Louis, Granite City. Everybody working together to make sure we have visitors staying longer in our region and spending more money.
Absolutely. And Cory, please keep us updated throughout the next couple of years. You're welcome back anytime, and I always appreciate talking to you and filling us in on all the great work that you guys are doing at Great Rivers and Routes. Sir, thank you so much for your time this Wednesday morning. I keep thinking it's Thursday.
I did too. And CJ, I do apologize for being late. I got to come in studio next time.
Absolutely. The door's always open for you, sir, and I always appreciate it.
Thanks, CJ.
Thank you. We'll take a quick pause here at 10:45. Our daily show will continue right after this.
When I got in the car accident at the ER, they gave me a prescription of hydrocodone. And over time, it took more medication to mask the pain. I moved over to drug seeking and found heroin and fentanyl. I went to the Centerstone rehab facility, and it was the best decision I ever made in my life. I have my own car, I have a job, there's nothing holding me back anymore.
Dream Home Realty Center.
Hey, Sherry. Talk to me, Dream Team.
We've got showing.
Whether you're a seasoned pro or a weekend warrior, gear up with Falcommit and elevate your hunting experience. From rugged gear for the seasoned hunter to adorable outfits for the little ones, we've got your whole family covered. Literally, because the best moments are made in the great outdoors. And with Falcommit, you're not just wearing gear, you're wearing the stories of your adventures. Discover the joy of hunting together. Visit Falcommit.com and outfit your family for the next generations of memories.
We are Phillips 66 Wood River Refinery. We make the fuels that take us to work and our children to school. We make materials and energy products that allow us to stay connected to each other. We care about the quality and safety of our products because we care about the communities we share. Our employees live our values of safety, honor, and a commitment to act as good neighbors where we live and operate. We are Phillips 66. When life throws unexpected challenges your way, you need a versatile legal ally to protect you. Sean Lentz, with over 12 years of experience, is here to help you in a variety of avenues. From personal injury to criminal defense and even semi-truck accidents, Sean Lentz has your back. Don't wait for the justice that you deserve. Call 618-465-8000 and see how Sean can help you today.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Welcome back. A little bit of change on this. I keep thinking it's Thursday. I have been just done all day. I don't know what happened. Poor Lisa Webb came in, and I don't know. I slept well. I'm not drinking. I'm not partying.
I don't know.
You, I'm doing really good, guys. Mentally okay. Not partying anymore.
We'd love to hear it.
I'm just, falling apart. A lot of city miles on this old Honda Accord, Sydney. So fill me in on this blog. You have worn out your walking shoes.
I have walked a hole right through them. So, no, and especially, it's 70 degrees in February. So, might as well enjoy the climate crisis. And so, going out, taking a lot of walks lately and just, end of the day, you can only circle the park so many times before your shoes fall apart.
Now, how long have you had said pair of shoes?
Well, a few years. They did me well. So definitely right before COVID. I got them.
That's what I was curious. I read that part of it. Yeah. You know what's funny is I read your article, your blog, and then I forget about it. Then by the time you come home, I'm like, oh yeah, duh, I read that like 2 days ago. Now, did you wear these shoes into work ever?
Not into here, because they're too ratty.
So
I
was wondering, because I'm reading this and I'm going, I don't think I've ever seen her in these shoes she's claiming she's wearing.
No, and no worries, that's not a lie. I just need to clarify, I'm not lying. I could not in good faith bring them into the RiverBender office.
I could say so much. I'm not going to. But I had to be curious. So what made them your favorite? Is it just because you had them and they were your shoes? Like, did they make, like, was this going into it, you said, these are my walking shoes? Or did they kind of fall into being your go-to walking shoe?
They kind of, you start off and you're like, oh, look, new shoes. Right. Awesome. Wear them everywhere. And then after a point, the pandemic starts, I start going on all these walks because I just have to get outside, right?
Right.
So as soon as that happens, these are the walking shoes. This is what I put on every day. And then after a time, I kind of developed this weird, I don't even know, this weird relationship.
Like a trigger, you walk and you grab the shoes.
Exactly. I was like, these are my walking shoes, and they've taken me miles and miles, and now, no longer.
So, what brand were they?
They were like knockoff Nikes.
They weren't name brand shoes.
No, they were just basic shoes, and they did me well for a long time.
See, that's what I'm saying. Every time I get name brand shoes, the son of a guns fall apart, within a couple of years. Well, here's my problem. Okay, I got to be honest. We have a therapy session on this.
Let's hear it.
And I got to talk to you because I get shoes like you, and about twice a year I'll get a new pair of tennis shoes because, like a lot of people, I see the shoes and I go, great, I'm going to wear these to just the office so I have a nice pair of tennis shoes that I can wear into work. Well, I got said tennis shoes about a month ago. You saw them. They're beautiful blue tennis shoes.
Very nice.
My dog rips them to shreds, so now I have a dang toe that's fallen out of one of them.
Yep.
Well, the other shoes, I grab them, and then for 2 days, I'm great. Perfect. I just take them into work, I go home, and then day 3, I cut the grass in them.
Yep, and then, of course, they're ruined.
They're ruined! Is that kind of what you do with your shoe? Because I'm at least considerate when I, think about what is the task of this shoe.
Good for you for thinking ahead. No, I definitely... I get a pair of shoes and I say, great, this is what I'm wearing forever now. This is my one pair that I'm sticking with, and then soon, and I wear them out. I will wear a pair of of shoes until I can really no longer wear them. And so I will keep them going for a while. And then eventually there comes a point where it's like, all right, it's time to be really honest with myself. It's time to move on. It's hard to let go of things. It's hard to say goodbye, but it's time to move on.
So I got a question. What part of the shoe fell apart the quickest? Was it the sole? Was it the toe? Was it the heel? Because this is a curious thing.
No, this is genuine. Well, no, actually there was literally, it was a hole in the sole of the shoe, and most of the time that's fine. I'll be honest with you. I'll wear those anyway.
Right.
Whatever. I really have low standards. Like, whatever. But there comes a point when it rains and your socks are getting wet, and it's like, all right, it's time to be honest with myself. It's time to move on.
Whoa. When you say sole of the shoe,
I mean literally through the rubber.
Like this
through
sole.
Exactly.
We're talking about this sole. I got my leg up that high.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I thought you meant like the actual like little rubber sole you put in.
No, I told you I wear
How much
them out.
walking are you doing?
I tell you, 6 miles around the track every day for a while there, and then eventually
6 miles?
6 miles. It was during the COVID-19 pandemic. I needed to be outside. It was rough for everybody. I needed to be outside, and so I would do. There's a mile walking path near my house, and I would do just 6 miles around this track.
So you did 6 laps.
6 laps, and then I'd walk home. So it would be, and so honestly, that being said, they lasted for a long time. You gotta all shout out to this off-brand Nike brand because
Where'd you get them from?
Oh, I can't even remember.
This is the 60 Minutes portion of my show today.
No, and I'm disappointing because I'm talking about how great this pair of shoes is, and then I can't answer any questions about them whatsoever. So.
I'm telling you what, I went from talking about small town scandals to government issues, and now we're trying to figure out where the damn shoes came from.
Most important interview you will do all day.
So, it's really fascinating me because I've always said when I got, the one pair of shoes I love the most, my parents, when they go to England, they try to go every year or two or whatever. I always tell them to go stop by the store and grab me a pair of shoes because for some reason you pay it's like 20 pounds or like now I don't even know what the dollar is anymore. It used to be double over in pounds. Like if it was $1, if it was 1 pound, it was like $2 or something like that.
No idea.
Well, so I had them grab shoes. Well, they were great. Until my dog did it again. I had those nice Shaq shoes. I didn't think they were fancy. They were just good shoes. Yeah. And they got ripped up again. So now I got to wait another year to get some quality, durable tennis shoes.
That's too bad. And now I'm going to turn this interview around and I'm going to ask you, what about these shoes are so good from England? They're worth bringing back over.
It's the quality, Sydney. Okay, it's the fact that when you put them on, you don't have to worry about, Converse.
Sure.
American Converse.
Sure.
A lot of people have them, but within 6 months to a year, that bottom, the sole, the real sole of the shoe becomes almost like rubber and you're slipping and sliding around everywhere, right?
Very true.
I got some from England. They're called Lonsdale. It's not a very expensive brand. Never have worn out. I've had them for like 6 years. You know?
Right.
It's the real quality about them. I'm telling you what, I'm a big fan of English shoes.
That's pretty good. That's a pretty good endorsement. I got to start looking into that now.
So, what have you gotten your next pair of shoes?
Yeah, so I went ahead and I treated myself. I got a pair of Nikes. So we're going to see. I know, big spender.
Now, what type of Nikes did we get here? Because there's types of running shoes and tennis shoes for Nike. Did we go more of a mesh shoe?
Okay, yeah, we got kind of you threw me off there because I'm not a big sports person, so I said, is there really different types of tennis shoes? But no, no, it is kind of a mesh pair, and they're black, sleek, very nice. So easy to go. Hopefully they'll last me another few years.
How big's the sole on this sucker?
Exactly, that's the most important part.
We got a thick sole, a little sole.
We got a thick enough sole. It's gonna be good enough to get me through at least another. I think one of the comments on the Facebook post said from Rusty Wheat, who you had on the show recently.
He's just a great asset.
Big fan.
Love Rusty.
He said that a pair of tennis shoes can usually last you about 300 miles. So I am trusting him, and I am going to say, fingers crossed, this one lasts me that long. So we'll find out.
Are you doing the Earth Day cleanup?
I am, yeah.
There you go. Hey, I do have to ask you this. So we got, just for scientific research, How long did those shoes last you in years? Your other ones?
In years, so it lasted from right before the COVID-19 pandemic to like, I'll be honest, so early 2020 to like, honestly, probably like late 2023.
So 3 years.
Yeah, not bad.
And now, if these shoes last less than 3 years, we can say that Nike is the inferior brand.
There we go. I'll get back to you in 3 years.
With that being said, what is the blog about coming up?
See, and you always
don't
ask
know.
it, and I never know. And it's not me. I say this every week. It's not me being coy. It's not me being funny. I will discover as you will discover on Monday.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, one thing I can say about this blog, it didn't draw any crazies out.
That's nice.
Because, normally you have a knack for this. You write a blog, and then there's some weird comment that has nothing to do with the blog.
Absolutely.
It's like this weird, outlandish thing.
And I welcome engagement. Like, I love to see our readers engaged with us and talking, but sometimes I'm like, oh gosh, are you okay?
I almost just want to call like one of our, clients and say, hey, can you offer your counseling service on the show for an hour? So anyone call in anonymously, they can talk about what they got going on, and we'll work through it.
That would be a good segment. That's a good idea.
Well, speaking of that segment, Sydney, before we let you go, I do have to take care of a little bit of business. Are you looking for a fresh start on the road to recovery? A life free from addiction is truly possible, and it starts at Centerstone. I love those segments. They're a big addition, those ones we're doing with Centerstone now. Centerstone's a national leader in mental health and substance use disorder treatment for people of all ages because it can happen to anyone. With a commitment to delivering care that changes people's lives, and I mean truly changes people's lives, Centerstone's dedicated clinicians, they use evidence-based practices and treatment programs. This means the recovery care plan developed for you is based on the latest science. It's not one of those tried and maybe didn't work things that other organizations do. It's developed for you. There's so many unknowns on the road to recovery, but one thing you can know for sure is that Centerstone will be that constant guiding force for you, not with you, for you on your recovery journey. Addiction can happen to anyone, so can recovery. Start working towards your recovery today by visiting Centerstone online at recoverwithus.org. That's recoverwithus.org, or by calling 1-877-HOPE-123. Back to Sydney. We're almost out of time, but I got to ask, what are you working on today? Any good stories coming out to fill us in on?
So many good stories. No, there's always something interesting going on. I'm working right now on a story about Principia College's upcoming spring play, so that's exciting.
Really cool.
We got a couple of nonprofits that I'm spotlighting that are going to be coming out in the next few days, so that's exciting. And I just got off the phone with the First Lady of Alton, and so we got a nice story coming up about I won't spoil it, but a trip that they are planning for people of Alton who want to come along. So lots of fun things.
Really cool. We'll have to wait and see. Thank you, Sydney. We're out of time today, but I'll see you live on Thursday. Yeah, I know. I thought it was Thursday today, too. But we'll get there tomorrow. On that note, enjoy your warm 70-degree day in February and try your best, to stay out of jail.